Hello, Mick. How you doing, mate? You good today? You all right?
I am, mate. Thanks very much. Yeah, you?
I'm great. I'm ready and fueled for nostalgia because, Mick, you have been playing 4 of you Rare Replay, correct?
I have indeed, yeah.
Well, I mean, at the point that we're recording this, we should say we're not actually going to be sticking a score on it, and it's kind of a weird one to score anyway, isn't it? Because it's 30 games of varying quality over varying decades, and I don't know if ever a score felt weird. Now a score feels weird, you know?
Yeah, because, I mean, you're kind of scoring the collection. That's like getting given a present and saying thank you for the box in a way. It's that kind of strangeness going on. But yeah, it is. It's, yeah, big old collection of games.
I mean, I'm going to put this right here on Front Street, and I'm going to see what you think, whether I'm right, wrong, or somewhere in the middle. I think most people will buy this, play every game, and then probably never play another 20, at least 20 of them, probably ever again, unless they're just showing their mates.
I would probably say less so. I don't think people will even play all the games on it. I mean, they go back. They go back quite a way. Some of these. I mean, particularly if sort of a younger gamer buys it, I can't imagine why a younger gamer would buy this collection. But if they did, I can't imagine they might go back, unless they're particularly into retro games. I can't see them going back as far as sort of the 1983, 1984 games that are in the collection.
Oh, okay, I want to also go on record here and say that Battletoads is not a good game.
It's not a good game.
It's not a good game, is it, Mick? It's just not.
It's not. It's a famously hard game. It was a bit shit. A lot of these older games, I'm not saying a lot of rare games were shit, a lot of these older games that people remember fond, you have to have had a certain type of love for the game at the time to talk about them fondly now, like Battletoads. I mean, I hated it when it came out.
Yeah, me too.
It wasn't fun for me, and it's still not fun now. But it's still one of those games that for retro gamers, it's and those masochistic gamers, it's still hugely popular.
I can't remember what it is, but I remember reading there's like a really horrific achievement because every game's got 1,000 gamer score, isn't it? Or something stupid. That's crazy.
Yeah, there's 10,000 gamer score is available in this collection.
I don't know. I mean, let's jump around a bit games wise because I don't even like you said. There's 30 games. I don't even know some of them. I mean, one I do know is Jetpack Refueled and Jetpack, which I think is a good game. Jetpack Refueled came to Xbox Live Arcade on the 360 generation. Really good game. That's a real fun game, don't you think?
It's decent. Yeah, Jetpack Refueled is decent. It's very straightforward. 2 buttons, jump and shoot, and
it's an arcade game, isn't it?
It is, yeah, and it's great. I mean, it's quite weird actually because they include Jetpack, the original Jetpack, and then with the Xbox 360 version of Jetpack Refueled, you get the original version as well anyway. So it's you've got kind of that game twice.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah,
but yeah, it's good. The new version, obviously,
it's better.
Yeah, it's better.
It does look quite pretty actually. Looking back at the footage you grabbed, it looks prettier than I remember.
I mean, you go back to the older one, and yeah. I mean, like I said, retro gamers love their retro games, so I'm not going to knock them. That's true, but it's 2015 now, and it was a long time ago that this game was made, so you have to judge them differently. A lot of people either won't play these games because of the look of them, because you've got quite a nice little, on the select screen, you can go into the game and it shows you details about the game when it came out and a few little factoids, and then in the background it's got a little screen that plays footage of it. And I think there's some of those games, because I'm reviewing it, so I'm playing all of them, but some of these games I've sort of clicked on and looked at that screen and thought, oh, I don't really want to play that.
Wasn't there a Superbike game?
There is
what was it called? I can't bloody remember what it's called. But the reason I ask you, and I again, full disclosure, we're not putting a score on it yet because you haven't. It's 30 games. We haven't been through them all yet, so that's not happening yet. This is kind of like just a chat. And the reason I want to ask about that one is because that game was on Nintendo platforms, and I'm pretty sure you spelled out Nintendo when you were playing it. And I just wonder what it is now.
I don't know. In all fairness, I haven't touched that one yet. I've got through. I think I've played chunks of maybe 15 or 20 of them so far. I've gone for some of the older ones, but really I just sort of dived into Viva Pinata and BanjoKazooie nuts and bolts and stuff because
Viva Pinata is a wonderful game, but I do question the idea of having both of them on the disc, so to speak, because they're quite deep games. Like you don't like Viva Pinata is kind of the opposite of Jetpack. You don't pick that up and play for 10 minutes. You pick that up and play for an hour and a half, and you don't. There's no end state at the end of the hour and a half, is there? Sometimes.
No, I mean, it's a different kind of acquired taste. That, to be honest, I don't mean Viva Pinata is not for everybody either. But
What about BanjoKazooie? Because that's another one. I think there's games on this package that people will be buying to get. One of them's Banjo. It's got all three banjos, hasn't it? Actually, in fact,
it's got BanjoKazooie, BanjoTooie, and Nuts and Bolts. They're all on there. I think, to be honest, a lot of people. I'm not suggesting they will have been misled, but I think a lot of people will be hoping that these are. I think a lot of people will be hoping for a HD collection of some of these games.
And none of them are they?
No,
are
none of them
is.
are. No,
I mean,
they are exactly ports of the original, whatever they were.
Well, we were talking previous to recording about how some of them literally just boot the 360 version up. Like the backwards compatibility dashboard appears, you get the swirling logo, the login to Xbox 360 toasts. They're just the 360 version.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what they are. It's just backwards compatible game. That's all.
I mean, it makes me sound like I'm down on it and I haven't played it. I do still think it's excellent value for money because it's £20. Perfect Dark's on there as well. Dark's another shout.
Dark and Perfect Dark Zero. I mean, Perfect Dark was kind of rubbish when it came out. Perfect Dark Zero was a lot better, I thought, anyway, personally. But they're both on there, and I mean, it is good to kind of, because Perfect Dark did have that kind of, I don't want to say GoldenEye feel because I'll get shot, but that
it did.
Yeah, it was kind of, well, GoldenEye was said, let's do that.
Which was the 360 one? The launch one. What was that? Was that Zero?
I think that must have been Zero because it's
shit. That means Cameo must be on here.
Cameo is on there. Yeah, Cameo's on there. It's great.
Never finished Cameo. Really was enjoying it. But I think when the 360 launched, I bought FIFA. I think Perfect Dark, Cameo, and Condemned. And Condemned was the one that really, captured my imagination. Which is obviously not a rare game. So Cameo was good though, wasn't it?
Yeah, Cameo's great. I've had a little play on that. That brought back some memories. Well, I'll tell you what, the one that brought back the most memories so far, strangely enough, was Snake, Rattle and Roll. Do you remember Snake, Rattle and Roll? Did you ever play that game?
I'll be honest, it doesn't ring a bell.
That's one of those games that I used to play all the time, like nothing else but Snake, Rattle and Roll. And it's also one of those games that over the last 20 years, I think, I've just forgotten about it completely. It's just never, ever entered my consciousness. And then I saw the boot up screen and I thought, oh, that looks really familiar, and I pressed it, and within sort of 10 or 15 minutes of playing, I was like, that's the most amazing thing ever. And it was a strange feeling because it really did catapult me back instantly, but it's a bit rubbish now, if I'm honest. But
hang on, shit, is Conquer on there? It was Conquer then?
Yeah, Conquer's Bad Thursday, but it's the version that was dumbed down with a bit less swearing and yeah, it's that version. It's not the original Conquer with all the foul mouth. It's got everything.
With the shit demon or whatever it was. The shit boss. Yeah. That was good.
There's a lot less swear words and things.
Was Attic Attack one of their games?
Attic Attack is on there. Yeah, that's there.
Attic Attack. I've never been able to say it probably.
I've been saying Attic Attack. But there's some weird ones on there as well. Some really obscure ones.
I mean, this is just basically to give you some sort of, I guess, it's just you and I having a chat really about nostalgia for Rare. We're not putting a score on it at the point of recording this. There are deeper thoughts over on GodIsAGeek.com. Mick will eventually score it when he's comfortable that he's played enough of all the games. But I mean, so far, do you think it's? In summation, I suppose, so far, good value for money, really, I guess.
I would say, yeah. I would say it's good value for money. If you're into retro games, if you're a retro gamer and you're having to play some of these things through an emulator or something like that, and you've got an Xbox One on it, you should buy it. There's no two ways about it. If you're into this sort of thing, if you like to cast yourself back to sort of the 80s and the early 90s and play some, you've got some really, really good old classics on there that may not be good by today's standards, but if you're into that sort of thing, if you're a retro gamer, it's a gold mine. It really is a gold mine. And being Rare, the collection for younger gamers, or if you've got kids, or 8, 9 years old, some of these games are perfect. So yeah, I would say it's definitely value for money. It would have been nice to see some HD versions of things, or even just to see some things tied up a little bit. But for 20 quid, you're not going to knock this.
Okay, well, keep it on GodIsAGeek.com and YouTube.com/GodIsAGeek to find out the final verdict. But you know if you're buying this already because it's for Rare fans, and therefore you're either going to buy it or you're just going to watch this and go, I've seen all I need to see. With that in mind, go to patreon.com/GodIsAGeek, and if you donate $2 a month, that keeps us going and helps us make better and more content, quite frankly. Thank you, Mick, for your time, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Cheers.